from Szenan-Balance, the acupuncturist. Welcome to Acupuncture 1, 2, 3. Today's topic, we're going to talk about what are my strategy for type 2 diabetes. I'm not quite sure this strategy will work for type 1 diabetes or not because I never have experience to treat type 1 diabetes. So type 2 diabetes is what I focus on. Okay, so I must tell you that when I use this strategy, I always combine what I call diet. Okay, I suggest my patient to encourage my patient to change a diet. So I use vegan diet and I use vegetarian diet. Okay, I don't force my patient to change a diet, okay, but I share with them what is important of changing diet. Okay, so this strategy, okay, is magical 12, but this magical 12 is a bit different. Okay, I have I'm not quite sure whether I share with you or not what I treat diabetes. I actually, one of the strategy is use magical 8 or magical 8 plus 1, and and then the other one is I use acupuncture spirit. Acupuncture spirit is I take the pulse. Once I find out 独处常间, which pulse is imbalanced, and normally just one pulse, okay, and normally I just use 2 needles. Okay, I shared this idea before. I think it was 1 or 2 years ago. Okay, but you have to learn pulse before you use this method. I still use that. This is amazing acupuncture spirit strategy. Okay, so I take the pulse and I feel which one is the one that I need to treat. So I only use normally 2 needles, and when the pulse balance, like if that one is that far, and that's supposed to be that one. Okay, so if that is that far, and I reduce that pulse when I put 2 needles in, and that I take the pulse again, and the pulse from here down to here, then I can just take the I do a before and after test of the blood sugar, and normally reduce instantly. Okay, I leave the needle for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour. Okay, as soon as the pulse change balance, then I can test it, and the level of the blood sugar always drop. I'm not quite sure how much it will drop, but it definitely will drop. Okay, so this is the acupuncture spirit, just using pulse. Okay, so that is one of my strategy. If that doesn't work well, okay, so I use, or I couldn't figure out which pulse I need to treat, so I use magical 12. And when I use magical 12, I have 3, magical 12, I have 3 strategy. Okay, one strategy is we call learning pulse. Learning pulse is one strategy, still 12 needles, and micro pulse is another 12 needles. Okay, learning pulse, which means the full organs is much stronger than 脏 organs. Okay, and micro pulse, which means the 脏 organs is much stronger than full organs. From my fingers that I know that. And if I can't figure it out, is learning pulse or micro pulse, I'll use this strategy that I want to share with you today. So it's magical 12, but I choose 本穴. Okay. If you want to know or what the point I use, actually on YouTube is underneath. Okay, check underneath. I put all the I actually type out all the point out. If you're on Facebook, on the top, okay, on the top you can see all. And this strategy you can do. You still need to do. If you need yang in here, and that's gonna need yang, 3 yang, and 3 in will be in here, 3 in will be in here. If we needle yang on that side and that side, then in and in will be in here. Okay, still follow the global balance of Dr. Tan's global balance. So I want to, so how do you use this strategy if the patient come with type 2 diabetes and they have a lot of symptoms, they have pain all over and they involve 12 meridian, which a lot of people have this problem, okay? And they feel tired and they get nausea and bloating and they get headache, they get shoulder pain, lower pain, a lot of conditions, and or one of or the patient they come in with no condition, no pain, and they're just high blood sugar, and even they're on insulin or they're on metformin, they're still high. They can't seem to bring the sugar down. Then hey, this strategy is good. If you don't know how to do pose, or even though you get learning pose or micro pose, and you don't know that they are presenting learning pose and micro pose, you can use this strategy. It's just that if learning pose, it'll work even better, or micro pose will work even better. Otherwise, just use this strategy that I show you today. It's gonna work too. Okay. If you know how to take the pose and then you use this, and the pose will come like this, 3 fingers like this, and it become this, and it's much closer together, and you can take before and after blood test. You definitely will get a good result, and you can see the instant change on the blood sugar. I've tested so many times, so I can tell it works. What is our strategy for this? Apart from diet, I mentioned it to you, a vegan diet or vegetarian diet. I suggest vegan diet. A lot of people will change it because they want to get their health back better, and they want to lose weight, and that's the best diet that I would suggest them. Then the first the first thing we're going to get them to is not try to get them to lower the blood sugar. The first thing you need to explain to your patient is you try to get them stabilized. So if the patient blood sugar is like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, you want to get it to up and down still, but lower. It's not like this. It's going to this. Once they get that way, you see that they track their blood sugar every day. Then the next step is get them to get lower. Okay, it'll get from here, it'll get lower. Okay, so if but some patient when they come, the blood sugar is not fluctuate that big. It is always like this. Okay, and this patient much easier. It can directly, you're working on what? Lower, but it's still stable. Lower, and it's still stable. You see what I mean? Okay, so different, we can't tell, but most people they come to you is they have very up, high, up, down, up, down, up, down. Those patients, you don't expect them to get lower and lower and lower. It's different. Okay. What else? Then, yeah, when you treat them, okay, if they're on insulin, there's a sign that I want to tell you. It's actually a good sign. Okay, if you treat diabetes, you know this is a good sign. It's not a bad sign. A sign it to tell them that it's time to reduce medication. So I don't normally get them to, when they come to me, I never get them to stop medication straight away. No, I tell them we need to track your blood sugar every day. One, we see that it's stable, you're still on the medication. When it drops down to normal, then that is the time that you go back to your MD or GP to discuss how to get your reduce your medication. All right. So I don't when they start to reduce the medication, one thing that you'll find out is most of them, if they suffer from pain, they come to you, they suffer from pain, and you will find that the pain is reducing even better, it's more stable. Okay, I have patient they reduce pain and it's more stable. All right, because the medication actually causing pain, muscle pain. A lot of them, yeah, a lot of them. So this is important. When they reduce the medication, you find, wow, treating pain is much more easier. Although you're treating the blood sugar, right? You're controlling lower the blood sugar, right? And you find that the sleeping is even better. They get even more energy, you know. Yeah, when the sugar lowered down, and they still taking the same amount of metformin or insulin injections, and they will get dizziness. Oh dear, they will feel, wow, their uh, blood sugar is too low, and they have to feed themselves sugar to bring the sugar up. And this is actually a good sign. When I say good sign is when you're treating them, while you're treating them and they start to have this, you need to tell them straight away, you need to look at your blood sugar test level every day, and you find that they're actually quite stable now, and it's a sign to tell them that it's time to reduce the medication. So you need to get them to a doctor and discuss how to reduce the medication safely. And then when reduce, and they stop all the medication, and you keep treating them, and the medication is gone. You stop it completely, and you keep treating them, and you find that the blood sugar are very stable, then you're winning. Yeah, to be honest, you're winning. Okay, if you want to get all these results very good and fast, and apart from this strategy, diet change is must. It's must. If the patient doesn't follow your diet that you suggest, I would tell you, even though just acupuncture, you find a very struggle and the process is very slow. I have this kind of patient. They don't listen. They get better. They see that how acupuncture can help them, but they just don't listen. They still want to be their own. Then what happened is, normally you felt those patients. Yeah. So now I really talk to my patient about changing diet is very important. Although I don't force them, but I want them to realize this is how much important is that. Okay. So yeah, this is acupuncture strategy, magical 12. So you should get all the point on the top on Facebook, and on the bottom lower on YouTube. You can get all the point that you can just throw the needle, just 12 needles, magical 12, two different strategy, group A and group B, and you can use all this. And I hope that you use this strategy successful. And this is just one of my strategy. I have other strategy for this as well. As I mentioned about magical 12, magical 8, and magical 8 plus 1. I don't use it so much, but it did work. I used to use it, but I now more focus on pose and use magical 12. But my magical 12 is a bit different. I modified, I changed the point where Dr. Tan's used those points. So I changed it. I don't use so much of what Dr. Tan told me on the strategy of magical 12 on diabetes. I use more on my on point for diabetes and get good results from it. Okay, so tomorrow is Christmas, and our my webinar of local balance is still available. So if on Facebook on the top, you can find the link and go and click and sign up and buy the still on promotion, and buy the webinar as soon as you want, as soon as you can. So on YouTube, still in the bottom, there's a link in the bottom, so click and buy it. So all right, Christmas tomorrow. I'm here to wish you Merry Christmas, and I'm gonna share with you a vegan Christmas tomorrow. I'm gonna take a lot of photo, and probably I may use take some video to share with you online. Okay, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you. Bye bye.